Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer because honestly, right now, you might be doing something that you genuinely think is helping your credit score, but it's actually destroying it, and it's costing you dearly. We're gonna expose 5 credit score myths that, for whatever reason, just won't die. By the time we wrap this up, you'll find out if you're one of the millions of people who are literally losing thousands of dollars every single year purely because of bad information. Stick around, especially for the third myth we cover, because almost nobody gets that one right.
Let's start by looking at why this matters so much. We aren't just talking about some abstract 3-digit number sitting on a screen somewhere. We're talking about real, tangible financial pain. Your credit score dictates a huge chunk of your financial life, and yet most of what people know about it comes from, a friend, a well-meaning parent, or some random internet comment. And frankly, a lot of that advice is totally outdated or was just never true in the first place. To put things into perspective, look at the number 100. A 100-point difference in your credit score is not some minor detail. That's not an exaggeration at all. That is pure math. A 100-point drop can literally mean paying tens of thousands of dollars more in interest over the life of a mortgage or a car loan. You're basically just handing your hard-earned money straight over to the banks because of a simple misunderstanding. So let's fix that. Moving into Section 1, the harmless mistakes. These are everyday habits that are completely backfiring on you. Let's break these down one by one, starting with probably the most common myth out there. It's so natural to want to simplify things, right? You think, hey, I don't use this old card anymore. It's just sitting in my drawer gathering dust. I'll just close it and tidy up my finances. Well, doing that instantly hurts your score in 2 distinct ways. First, it abruptly shortens your average credit history. And make no mistake, the length of your credit history is a huge factor. But the second reason, that's the one almost everyone completely misses. See, closing that card wipes out a chunk of your total available credit. And why does that matter? Because it directly impacts your credit utilization ratio, which is just a fancy way of saying the percentage of your total credit that you're currently using. Even if your spending habits don't change one bit, lowering your total available credit immediately spikes that utilization percentage. Suddenly you look like a higher risk to lenders and boom, your score drops. So the crucial takeaway here is knowing how to fix this without paying extra fees. If that old card has no annual fee, step 1 is a breeze. Just leave it open. Step 2, put a tiny recurring charge on it. Like that one streaming service you only use to watch that one specific show, and just set it to autopay every month. This makes sure the issuer doesn't close the card for inactivity. Then, step 3, just let it sit there quietly, building your credit history in the background. It is a completely free way to protect that utilization ratio. All right, on to the second myth. This one causes actual, genuine anxiety for so many people, but we really need to put an end to it today. The myth is that checking your own credit score somehow penalizes you. People are literally terrified to look at their own data. But the reality? Checking your score through a bank app or a monitoring tool is completely 100% safe. You shouldn't be avoiding it. Honestly, you should probably be looking at it at least once a month. To understand why, you just gotta know the difference between the 2 types of checks. A hard inquiry happens when a lender checks your credit because you're applying for something new, say a mortgage or a car loan. That one will cause a small, temporary dip in your score. But a soft inquiry happens when you check your own score, or when a company does a routine pre-approval check. These soft inquiries have absolutely 0 impact on your score. None at all. So go ahead and check away with total peace of mind. Okay, let's get into Section 2, the apex trap, the most expensive lie in the credit world. We've reached the climax of our explainer. This is the myth that almost nobody corrects, and the one that is actively draining your bank account the fastest. Have you ever heard this one? Somewhere along the line, an incredibly dangerous rumor spread like wildfire. People were told that carrying a balance on a credit card from month to month, instead of just paying it off, somehow proves to lenders that you're responsible and helps build your score faster. Let me be absolutely crystal clear here. This is completely 100% false. This is a massive trap built entirely on bad information. Think about it. Carrying a balance means you're willingly paying 20% or more in annual interest to banks for absolutely 0 credit building benefit. Your score is built by your on-time payment history and keeping your utilization low. It is definitely not built by paying interest to a bank. If someone tells you to keep a balance to build credit, they literally just cost you a ton of money for no reason whatsoever. The fix for this is totally free and wonderfully simple.
Step 1. Just use your card normally for everyday purchases. Step 2. Pay the statement balance in full every single month. When you do this, you get the absolute full scoring benefit of using credit responsibly, but you never pay a single cent in interest. You build your score, and more importantly, you keep your money in your own pocket.
Next up, Section 3, Systemic Misunderstandings. This is all about false confidence and false hope. Let's explore some deep systemic misunderstandings about income and old debts. It is entirely possible to earn $300,000 a year and have a terrible 550 credit score. On the flip side, you could be earning $30,000 a year and boast a perfect 800 plus score. Why? Because the scoring models literally do not even look at your salary. Your income is not a factor in your credit score at all. A lot of people just assume a good, high-paying job automatically protects their score, so they get kind of careless with their payments. Instead of looking at your salary, the algorithms exclusively measure how you handle debt through some very specific factors. They look at whether you pay on time, how much credit you're currently utilizing, the age of your accounts, the mix of credit types you have, and any recent new credit inquiries. Meaning, your income only affects what you can borrow, like how large of a mortgage a bank is willing to give you, but it absolutely does not affect the 3-digit score itself. And that brings us to our final myth, which catches people completely off guard. Paying off an old collections account does not magically make your score jump up. The harsh reality is that a paid collection still shows up on your credit report, typically for up to 7 years from the original delinquency date. Paying it simply changes the status from unpaid to paid. Now, don't get me wrong, that definitely helps with future lenders who want to see you make good on your debts, but it does not erase the negative history from your report. If you find yourself in this situation, you really need a strategy. Before you just hand over the money to a debt collector, step 1 is to negotiate. Step 2, always ask the collector for a pay-for-delete agreement. Actually, scratch that, demand it in writing. Some collectors will actually agree to remove the listing entirely in exchange for your payment. And step 3, you pay them only once that agreement is locked in. Now, it's not guaranteed to work every single time, but it costs you absolutely nothing to ask, and it could literally save your score. Finally, Section 4, the turnaround. How to stop losing your money. We've covered a ton of ground today and hopefully shattered some deeply ingrained falsehoods. So let's lock in these core takeaways to make sure you leave this explainer feeling completely empowered. Remember, keep those old, no-fee accounts open to protect your utilization. Check your score fearlessly and often. Never ever pay 20% interest just to build credit. Remember that your income does not equal your score, and always try to negotiate a pay-for-delete on old collections rather than just blindly paying them off. If you learned even one thing today that saves you from these financial traps, well, that's exactly why we create these explainers. We want to stop you from losing your hard-earned money to bad information. So, I want you to ask yourself and really think about it. Which of these costly myths were you falling for before today? Take that knowledge, adjust those habits, and go take total control of your financial future.